The holiday of romantic love is fast approaching. What's up everyone, this is K Collections. Semiramis, our newest 5-star assassin, will be available during our 2020 Valentine event. JP's schedule says she'll be released at the end of January, so in about 2.5 weeks. I'll go over stats, skills, give some CE and team recommendations to see if we should summon Semiramis. If we can, that is, cause after the last 2 banners and the current Jalter banner, I'm sure we're all broke right now, eating cup noodles to survive. Her stats aren't impressive when comparing to the other 5-star assassins. Attack is the 3rd lowest, while HP is only the 4th highest. She's a buster-focused servant with an arts-heavy deck. Her NP gains are decent, despite having a 0.39% gains off attacks. By performing an Arts Brave chain, Semiramis can generate about 30-32% off attacks. This doesn't include the 20% bonus, so just over 50% if you add them together. So yeah, not bad. I'm just joking, it's great. Star gens are average for a servant, but due to the lack of quicks, she's not that all reliable. Still, with a Buster Arts quick, she can generate about 20 stars. Active skills are solid. You can never go wrong with an NP battery, especially a 30% charge on a 5-turn cooldown. The decreased debuff resistance works well in combination with her 3rd skill. Double Summon gives her a huge boost in NP gains, making her capable of spamming her NP when attacking with her arts. For specifics, her NP gaining multiply for arts will go from 1.75 to 2.45. This adds about 3 to 5% gains per attack. So with the skill, performing Arts Brave will charge about 45% NP. This does not include the 20% bonus. It also nullifies class disadvantage from facing casters. This means while this buff is active, Semiramis will deal neutral damage to them, also receiving neutral damage as well. I'll be honest, it looks great on paper, not saying it isn't helpful, but if you're facing all casters, you would just bring a Rider Servant. So this ability is more so when you're facing a mixed quest of casters and Riders. Her final skill requires 8 stars to activate. Now, it's not a heavy requirement or anything, also not that big of a deal, but there will be at times where this demerit will affect your timing. CEs and star gaining skills are ways to solve the issue. You'll generally create this amount of stars from attacks, but there are at times where you'll fall a bit short. The effects are amazing though. A 50% Buster resistance debuff allows all your Buster servants to deal massive amounts of damage, herself included of course. If you've seen Karna or Jeanne Alter's NP where it decreases Buster resistance, and we all know how useful that is, this skill is like that but at a higher percentage. There's also a nice poison effect to deal some chip damage. Passives are good. The 12% boost in arts is what makes her NP gain strong. Her Noble Phantasm is an AoE which buffs defense. She will get an upgrade that increases damage and increases buff removal resistance for a turn, which is a nice bonus, but realistically enemies will rarely remove buffs all the time. Not saying it doesn't happen. Her Overcharge does increase NP strength. That alone won't make a tremendous difference in numbers, but with her 3rd skill she can farm against riders quite well. For CE recommendations, if you equip 2030 either on her or another servant, it'll eliminate all concerns about her 3rd skill demerit. But I'm sure you want to go a bit more offensive with Semiramis, making leading Chaldea a good craft essence, especially when this should be max limit broken with the current event, meaning everyone should also have this. 4 stars every turn with a 15% buster buff, pretty solid in my opinion. Now, Semiramis' main method to deal damage is her NP, so Black Rail or any NP strength CEs can work. Pharaoh Chocolatl is in the same banner as her, so you'll have a good craft essence waiting because odds are you'll get it before her. The increase in NP gains will make her spam Noble Phantasms more. Again, that's her main method of attack. Finally, you can always boost her main command cards, Arts and Buster. Olympia gives a faster initial NP attack, Waits Cruising, though a 4-star will allow her to spam her NP a bit quicker. So Merlin as always provides the best support for Buster servants, but having a total of 6 normal arts just between the 2 of them, you'll be spamming NPs like no tomorrow. Not to mention, Merlin's NP charges gauge as well. You'll be stacking defense buffs from Semiramis, combined with the healing from Merlin, will make it harder for your servants to die. Of course, Anderson and Shakespeare are great free-to-play options. Anderson can provide the stars for her 3rd skill, and Shakespeare is like a mini Merlin. Her master, also Lover, makes a good team member. What are the odds? Both have great synergy. Amakusa Shiro can generate stars every turn, so it'll cover her third skill demerit. Shiro is buster focused, so he will benefit from her buster resist debuff. Because it's an active skill, not part of an NP effect, it allows you to chain their NP attacks together effectively. Use Shiro's NP first to remove any buffs, which also increases Semiramis' overcharge, therefore increasing her damage even more. And her defense buff from her Noble Phantasm will make Shiro a lot harder to kill because he is a ruler tank. Like I said before, she works with any buster servants, but if you can team her up with servants possessing identical command cards like Emiya, Arjuna, Xuanzang, etc, it'll allow you to spam NPs more often. My final thoughts on Semiramis. She's a split between a supporter and damage dealer. The problem is that she doesn't fully excel in either categories, nor should she, otherwise we call that broken. Her focus would be in her NP attacks, which is why all her skills revolves around it one way or another. Problem is that it doesn't deal too much damage without excessive buffs or her reliance on the third skill. Thankfully, the NP upgrade will help a bit. She can also spam her NP attack, which makes her more efficient. So that's her damage role. Her supportive role includes increasing buster damage thanks to the debuff from her third skill. Her spammable NP also means that the team's defense will usually be buffed, sometimes even stacked if you can spam her NP fast enough. The short cooldowns on her skills make her quite consistent, and she also has some very helpful bonus effects like decreasing debuff resistance, which helps other debuffers, and a buff removal resistance boost. She does have a class neutralizing skill, but again, you're not going to bring Semiramis to a fight against casters. Her several weaknesses does bring her down quite a bit. She's not going to deal a lot of damage having low attack stats, possessing 3 arts with no ways to increase its damage, and she has a low damage modifier. And as I stated many times, NP damage isn't too impressive without the right effects. I know I said that many times, don't think of it as a crippling weakness, I just want you guys to be aware of it. She has no survivability for NP attacks, and her star gens aren't that great because of her command cards, and as an assassin, it's not comparable to the others. Semiramis is a balanced servant, which most servants should be. If you have her, she'll help you, but if you don't, you're not really missing out on much. So it's not a definite no, don't summon her, avoid her at all costs, but it's also not a strong yes either. She's one of those servants where you have to see if you need a reliable assassin servant or not. Whales and dolphins won't really need her in my opinion. Fishes and free-to-play may. But if I can only choose yes or no, for me, it's a no. Again, she can help, she is useful, but not really necessary. Even as a casual JP player who only spends money on the GSSR banners, I don't even use her that often. And this is coming from me, who's insanely biased towards Semiramis. If you didn't know, I love this character, to the point where I spent over $250 stupid dollars for her stupid figure, which I've never done before. Even now, I never spend over $200 for figures. She's the only one. But fuck my life, because after ordering, the next day there was a re-release announcement selling her for about like $150 or so. So god damn it. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm still feeling salty even now. So who's your #1 assassin waifu? Y'all know mine. I love Semiramis, but Hassan of Serenity will forever be my #1 assassin waifu. A tremendous thanks to all my patrons for supporting me. If you want to support my channel, check out my Patreon or channel membership. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Fates content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord server. All links are in the description. Have an awesome day, everyone. Till next time.